MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell thinks he may have, possibly, could have, I guess, uncovered a major money laundering operation taking place within the very Republican Party itself, the Republican Party that, coincidentally, Mike Lindell is running to run, right? He wants to unseat current RNC chair Ronna McDaniel, so he has resulted to smearing her and not quite accusing her of laundering money, but also suggesting that there could be money laundering taking place at the RNC, right? He doesn't want to go into the full-blown slander and defamation part of it. He's just kind of flirting with it a little bit. So here is Mike Lindell talking about the possible money laundering taking place at the Republican Party. Here he is.
There are so many problems, Steve. I've spent the last 3 weeks just doing due diligence within the RNC, and the money, just the money itself that it costs to, 40 cents for every dollar that you go out and get from big donors goes to these things. One of them is called data trust. It's like, to me, it's like a big money laundering operation. I haven't, don't quote me on that, but I mean, we're still digging. This is disgusting. The wasted, frivolous money that goes down the drain. And the big donors, they deserve better. We deserve some return on our investment. I used to give a lot of money to the RNC. I won't do it, and neither will the big donors in its current condition. And it needs new leadership, and
So he's like, don't quote me on that. And of course you don't want people to quote you on that, because that is very slanderous, I guess you would say. If you're literally accusing the chair of the Republican Party of laundering money, like you're accusing them of a crime that you, by the way, have no evidence to back up, then yeah, Ronna McDaniel, the RNC itself, could 100% sue you for defamation. And we know, based on all of your other lawsuits you're facing, you probably don't need another one. So of course he's like, don't quote me on that. No, quote him on that. I think everybody should. You're flirting, like you're really coming very close to that line, because sure, you're not outright accusing them of it, but even by suggesting it, like you could still be sued for that. So tread lightly there, Mike Lindell, because you're like very much on that line of slanderous speech there. But here's the thing. It certainly doesn't rise to the level of money laundering, but Mike Lindell, believe it or not, and I'm kind of shocked to admit this, is hitting on a very important point with the finances of not just the RNC, but pretty much all political parties. They raise tons and tons of not monies, but the apparatuses that they use take a good chunk out of it, right? That's not okay. We need to fix that system. Each individual party needs to go through and fix their systems so that they're not giving away half their money or even 20% of their money just to the functions used to raise that money. That's a lot of finances going straight out the door for these vendors. And I know people got to make money, right? You got to get as much as you can while you can get it. But it is starving these political parties of money. And in my opinion, I do believe they're being overcharged by most of these vendors out there. But being overcharged sure as hell is not the same as money laundering. And that's what Mike Lindell, again, was trying to suggest there. He used the phrase money laundering. Well, paying your vendors is not laundering money. Getting overcharged for a service is not laundering money. It means you didn't shop around. It means you probably didn't find the best contractors out there. But it doesn't mean that you're stealing money from the party and putting it in your own pockets through a series of laundering activities. But of course, as I mentioned, the reason Mike Lindell is out there suggesting this about Ronna McDaniel is because Mike Lindell wants to run the Republican Party. He wants to be the guy in charge of all of it, and he swears he's going to clean up all of this so-called corruption. But Mike Lindell knows nothing about raising money for political parties. He knows nothing about running a political party, which is why I think he would be awesome running the Republican Party, because he'd be able to run it. He'd just run it straight into the ground. And I'm perfectly okay with that. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.